want to speak to you about the mechanisms of the future. What are the signs of the times? And what is God showing us for the church of the future? Thomas Friedman, who is an author and a Pulitzer Prize winner, said, "My generation had it easy. We got to find a job. Our kids are going to have to invent a job." And he said that's why the goal of education today should be to make every child college, not just college ready, but innovation ready. So for future generations to survive and thrive in the workplace, many governments are releasing illuminating information with a shift in emphasis. Now, technological change is gathering speed and human ability is struggling to keep up. And while technology can replace some physical and some mental work for sure, thankfully, it cannot supplant uniquely human traits. And circling the top of the list are capabilities like creativity, innovation, curiosity, compassion, and the ability to feel emotions and have integrity. Innovation is the calling card of the future, said Congresswoman Anna Eshoo. Do you know, in 2018, something very interesting happened. The Football World Cup was hurtling across the globe with interest from many nations. Over 30 nations took part in that. Now, Adidas won the tender for the prestigious advertising campaign, and they skillfully used it to inspire the future generations. They gathered a youthful group of A-listers from all sorts of areas of the sports and the arts, creative celebrities, and what they did was they brought them together in a campaign. It included lots of mini films where these creative celebs would get together and have little brainstorming sessions and chats about creativity and collaboration. And they were aired across the globe in multiple nations, which is an amazing influence on culture. Now, the main slogan for Adidas encapsulated their chosen message, and it was, "Creativity is the answer." Now, in their primary advert, these talented celebs, they threw out this challenge. They said, calling all creators, the game changers, the boundary breakers, the tomorrow takers, get, invent, adapt. Never play on repeat. Let a new wave begin. Tear down the walls, flip the switch, rewrite the rules. It takes guts and courage. Now over to you. Create something. I thought that was really cool. It's like a challenge to God's believers and God's church to be the head and not the tail. You know, these films have had millions of views collectively, and that is an incredible impact on so many people and on the younger generation. Their message holds a real sign of the times. You know, however, we know that creativity alone is not the answer, any more than good deeds can save the world. But the Creator himself is the ultimate answer. But he told us to keep our eyes peeled for the signs of the times. Matthew 16:3. People seek urgent answers for now and for their children's generation. We've got to remember that the world has little problem accepting a message through a creative vehicle. It's very normal for them to hear an advert, you know, it carries a message like that, or to watch a film, to read a book, to listen to music that carries a message, the whole spectrum of the language of the arts. It's at every turn, around every corner in the world. The scarcity of creative expression doesn't lie in the world, it lies in the church culture, thanks to the schemes of the enemy and the twists and turns of history. It's easy for the enemy right now to access that megaphone of creative communication, and that his voice and his message can be heard by millions every day across the world. We have an immense opportunity to take back that megaphone. when we understand the creative DNA that we have been given as God's church and God's people. You know, the juggernaut of technology may bring significant advance, but it's also hurting many people in this constant wrestle for change and a constant wrestle to retain value in the workplace. Loss of employment, low wages, temporary jobs, you know, endless competition. It can be exhausting to kind of get your ground and hold your ground. And it can chisel away at self-esteem. Technology, however, cannot replace the God-shaped attributes of humanity. And as his people, we have access to far more than just skill. We can access the life-changing spiritual creativity that God has destined for his people. Do you know, it can come in many different forms. Some very, very cutting edge and complex. Some wonderfully simple. Some are easy to recognize in their form and in their simplicity. And others are very difficult to find, to grapple with. And we need to really dig in and seek God for the different pieces that bring together the whole picture. But all of them will take us into a force that goes beyond what the world can offer. A force that displaces the darkness and invites the spirit of light to come into our co-created works and impact culture. You know, God's creativity is within our DNA, and it certainly is one of the weapons that he gave us to be the answer for the world, to point to him, to show them that he is the creator. He is the one who made creativity, and he is all they will ever need.